Well, guys, we're winding the days down here. Um, so the kids haven't had school for the last couple of days. They start back to school from their Christmas break, just like you guys do in America. And we had floods. We had a flood here. So yesterday they obviously had no school because of the flood. And then today they don't have it either because in some parts it's still flooded, I guess, possibly, is what the oldest child was saying. And people have to clean up, obviously. And I asked if they have to make these days up, and they do not have to make their missed school days up because of weather. So that's good. But yeah, they're excited to get back to school. They miss their friends and stuff. So that's good. The kids here really enjoy school. Last night, me, Fred, and Ivy, and the wife were sitting around here drinking and stuff, and 11 o'clock comes around, and they're like, "Hey, you want to go to a wake?" I says, "At 11 o'clock at night?" And they're like, "Yeah, it goes on for 24 hours, sometimes five days in a row." And I says, "Really?" This is your line, right? I thought they were fucking with me because I was drunk. Anyway, catching a good buzz anyway. And they're like, "No, no." And I says, "Sure." I says, "Yeah." And I put my helmet on. They're like, "No, no, no, you don't have to drive your scooter. It's just right over here." And they're pointing across the field behind me. Actually, it's right behind us, the field. I says, "Well, how the hell are we going to get there?" I says, "I'm not going to walk through that water and shit and the weeds." "Oh, no, there's a little trail over there." "Oh, okay, sure." I thought it'd be a great experience. So we took off at 11 o'clock at night, and it's just a few minutes walk down here. You go down here to go across the basketball court, and then you got that open area where the Sorry Sorry stores are, and you take a left before you get over the walking bridge. And we had to avoid some water and mud, a few holes, but we made it there, and there was an 81-year-old grandmother of the family's friends that had passed away a few days ago, 2 days ago. And it was very, obviously I didn't take video, guys, I didn't take pictures. But people do here, they do videos and they do pictures. I actually asked, and they says, "No, you better not." And I thought about it, says, "Yeah, that's not probably a good idea." But so you walk in, it's just a house. It's just a house, and they got the casket sitting there, and the top of it's like a normal casket, and the top of the casket is all like plexiglass or glass on top, so you can see down in it and see the body. And I noticed right away it was Japanese inspired because they had a Japanese candle lit. They had these really, it looked beautiful. They did a great job. So you had the casket, you had a big candle on a nice pedestal thing. You had your little pedestal with the book to sign in for visitors. And they had not like tapestry, or I suppose, whatever. Something like a tapestry type around the whole setting, and then they had big lights, nice fancy lights and stuff, and they had like Japanese, like, I don't know, weird stuff. It was really, really nice, really nice. And they had some flowers, and it was really, really nice setup, really nice setup. It was all provided, I could see, by the funeral home. So sometimes that can last up to 5 days, and the body will sit in the house. And I says, "Don't they have to sleep?" And they says, "Well, they'll take shifts. The family members will take shifts through the night. So let's say they're going to stay up till midnight. Part of the family will go to sleep, and then the rest of the family stays out, and people will come all night, all hours of the night, in the morning and evening. And so they offered us some light snacks and some drinks as we're sitting in front of the casket. And then in the room behind it, they're playing bingo and games and stuff. You know, you can hear the children and adults, and then you have adults over here that are drinking. And I had a glass of beer with the guy on the way out. And, you know, it was quite the experience. You know. But yeah, she was 81 years old, and I looked down in there, yeah. And you could see her in there. She looked fine, looked peaceful. But and I says to my sister-in-law, I says, well, I mean, I don't even know the person. And would they care if I went to this? And they're like, yeah, it's a sign of respect. They would love that you come there to show the respect of their grandmother, even though I don't know them. And I was like, okay. So that was pretty interesting. But, you know, and it seems like I've seen a couple of them people around, because they're from the barangay right here, guys. So, but yeah, I got to experience that. I remember when Uncle Ray passed, my sister-in-law, you know, they like singing here, folks, and they like, you know, they celebrate the deaths of all the relatives too. You know, they have death anniversaries here. You know, in America, we pay tribute to our past loved ones by going to the cemetery and putting flowers on the grave and whatnot, and spending time at the grave. Well, here they actually get together, the family gets together, they have food, and they have a big meal, and they reminisce about the lost one. So that's interesting. And they'll actually take pictures of the dead here and videos of the dead here too. So they really try and keep them alive any way possible, you know, without them actually being alive, I guess. So it's quite, it is a lot different here. You can get people cremated here, I know that. They do stack the vaults, I noticed in places. And the reason why is because unless you're very, very rich, the body's not going to go on the ground. The body goes in these temporary vaults, and you have to pay rent on those vaults. So if you miss your rent, then they pull that vault out, and they'll pull the body out, and you got to take the body, whatever condition it is in. So those, when you see those stacked up, people are renting those spaces. And a lot of times people, you know, whoever's paying the rent or whatever may pass, and then the body gets pulled. I don't know what happens to it. I suppose they try and track down a local family member. And it's also common to bury people on hillsides. Hanging coffins is what they call them. They put them in wood boxes and they hang them on the hillsides. By the houses, by the family's houses and stuff. You know, keep in mind, people, it costs a lot of money, even here in the Philippines, to have a funeral and to have it cremated or properly buried. You know, and the ground gets saturated a lot too, so you know you can't be putting a casket in the ground and the floodwaters come and stuff and whatnot. So, but that's why they do those things. And the main reason, I suppose, is money. It, you know, costs a lot of money. So, but moving from there, also a big thing here in the Philippines, and I'm not going to mention any names, but snake oil is what we call it in America, guys. So they sell a lot of products here in the Philippines. You know, the Philippine women here, they love the Americas women light skin. They like their white skin. Filipinas, which is Filipino women, they want their skin to be white. And they don't like the sun hitting their skin. That's why they carry umbrellas. But carrying umbrellas, guys, is a smart idea here. Because in the summertime, you want to carry an umbrella. It keeps that sun from pounding on your skin. And just that little bit of shade does help. It really does. In the summertime, when I come here, goddamn right, I'll use an umbrella. It keeps that sun off you. I don't care about my skin getting burned so much, but yes and no. But so the women here like light skin. Even they will apply products that'll all over their bodies to make their skin turn white. Well, actually, is what it's doing. They apply this stuff to their skin, and then it peels that top layer off, and then naturally your skin's going to be lighter underneath because your new skin's coming in or whatever. So, and they believe that the shit works. Well, you and I, guys, it don't work. And I've tried telling people that here, it does work. But whatever, it's their money, it's their beliefs, it's a different culture. They have no Food and Drug Administration and regulating this stuff. If you can think of something and you could make money on it, then you can sell it here in the Philippines. They also have things here where you can go into these offices and get an IV drip in your, arm. I've seen it done, and I know people that do it around here. And I've talked to these people about it. And I asked, I says, well, what's that? What's the purpose of that? And they says, well, it's to lose weight. I says, so by them putting something, an IV drip in your skin, in your body, is going to make you lose weight. Yeah. And these people believe that, which is fine. I mean, I think that the problem there is not being educated enough on it, and you are a product of your environment. If everybody believes that around here, then you're going to believe it too. It makes me irritated and kind of mad sometimes when I see people do this and spend their money on that and believe that, because it's the other guy the person that's putting that IV in your arm or selling you that shit you put on your skin and face. They're the ones that are laughing. They're having the last laugh because they're making the money off you. That shit that goes on here would happen in America. It just would happen. And also, the kids around here, the children, they'll have white stuff on their elbows and their knees, and like maybe a little few spots on their faces and body or whatever. And I asked them, I said, what's that for? Oh, it's to lighten up. It's to lighten up the dark patches on my skin. Because your elbows usually are, lighter or whatever, or darker. Your kneecaps, it's popular on the elbows and the kneecaps. So it's being started at a young age. The influence starts young, unfortunately. And then they have some stuff that you can go to get, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, but other places they go and they hook these devices up to you that, I don't know, like an electric shock, but there's nothing, it's all hoax. It's nothing real. But people are believing that too and spending their money on that kind of shit to lose weight. And these people are they're not obese. These people look fine. They're not fat. So you see a lot of that going on around here. It's popular, obviously, with the women. The guys could care less about that shit. So, most of the guys run around here with no shirts on anyway, just like I'm always sitting here with no shirt because it's so fucking hot, and it's just the way it is. But my brother-in-law now, when we go out, if it's sunny out, he will wear a light jacket. And I says, "Are you cold?" And he says, "No, to keep the sun off my skin so I don't burn." So some of them do worry about that. It's, even some of the guys, it's just, and I tell these women here, I says, women in America pay big money to have that skin tone that you guys have here, and they can't. Really? Why would they want to look like us? Why would they want dark skin like us? So it kind of goes both ways, guys. But that's an interesting thing too. So yeah, I figured I'd share that with you. That was fresh on my mind. They do a lot of stuff like that around here. A lot of, I call it snake oil. It's all a bunch of lies, whatever. But whatever anybody believes, it's their money. Hey, whatever. But anyway, guys, so the wife's in there doing laundry. I'm not sure what we're doing today. Not too much. What do we got? We got today's Thursday morning. We got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So after today, we got 3 more days here. Monday at 11:05, our plane takes off from Legazpi here, International Airport. And then we fly to Manila, and then that would be the 10th. We leave Manila, and on the 10th, we return to America. We fly back in time, so. But yeah, I think that's about it for today, folks. Fucker out.